Hello everybody, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme session. Good morning Aditi, I can see it's your first class today. Okay, so whenever you have any query, please ask me. That's why these are the live sessions. So the scheme that we are covering today, it is ramp scheme. It has been asked by one of you only for me to make a session on. And another reason why I picked up this scheme was because it was recently news. Because if you look at, this is just of last month, this 2 weeks before the news is of, this talks about that how under the ramp program, that is currently the scheme that we that is going on, and that is what we are going to study. So under this particular program, now three subsets, or you can say sub schemes, has been introduced. Okay, so to understand the importance of what are the sub schemes could be, right, so for that we first have to understand about the scheme, right, about it basic. So we are going to start from learning what is the ramp scheme all about, and once we do that, then after that you will be able to understand what are these schemes. Alright, so we'll start off from the basic, but before that, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you must be having regarding the organization you want to join. For example, if you want to know more about NABARD, RBI, SEBI, in that case you can get all the information starting from their role in India's economy, then what is the hierarchy, what will be your role once you join the organization, and what not. After that, I'm sure you would want to know about the recruitment process, so about the phases, how many phases are there, what is the pattern of each phase, what is the cutoffs trend says about the difficulty level of the examination, along with the syllabus, the detailed syllabus that you should know to prepare for the examination. At the end, we have given you some steps that you can follow on your own if you are going for self-study. And after reading these e-guidebooks, I am sure you would not have any question left, and you can just start off with your preparation in the full-fledged manner. So do not miss the opportunity. You can download these e-guidebooks, which are free of cost, from the link that is provided in the description box below. Now starting from the scheme ramp. Okay, so to understand what is the scheme all about, let's just understand what's the full form of it, right? If you know the full form, half of our work is done, and you will be able to understand about the scheme. All right, so let me just give you a background when the scheme was launched. So this definitely it is still continuing, and maybe in future it will continue, but the origin of the scheme started way back in COVID-19. What happened? Because COVID-19, we can understand that all the sectors, they got hampered because of the COVID-19, right, when the virus it came, and so the MSME sector was also affected. And we can understand our own when we are saying about micro, small and medium enterprises, they are not that much, financially backed up, right? And in that case, because of COVID, then they had to also face the repercussion of the COVID, right? So that is why when that particular time came, then government, they decided that there should be some scheme that will channelize whatever be the flow of funds, or maybe whatever be the schemes or the scheme are in a more synchronized manner, in a channelized manner, right? So the scheme, it was recommended, this particular scheme, or you can say that there were three committees, there were different committees that were made, who gave the suggestion that there should be some scheme that will do what, that will raise the level of the MSME that we currently have, so whatever position that they are in currently, to raise that, and also accelerate the performance. Accelerate means to whatever, like, because of the lack of technology, so maybe capacity building is skills. Okay, because of the lack of skills or the technology, or maybe the funding, right, because of that, maybe if they are moving in a very slow pace, to accelerate that speed, there should be a particular scheme. Okay, that's what the government said. I'll take all the queries, I'll take your query, Amrit, and I'll take all the queries at the end of the session. All right, first we'll continue so that there is a flow. So recommendation by whom was done? So there were three committees. This UK Sena committee was formed by RBI. Okay, there was UK Sena committee, KV Kamath committee, and Economic Advisor Council to the Prime Minister. They advised to come up with a scheme, and because of COVID-19, we understood that no, there is actually the requirement, and that is why we came up with the raising and accelerating MSME performance. Okay, this is the full form of scheme, and raising means to uplift the current condition, and also to accelerate. Initially, if there is a the slow progress that is going on, now we have to accelerate that. Okay, so this is the essence. So now we have understood about the basics, like why was this scheme introduced. Okay, up when we say about accelerating or uplifting any sector, what can be the things that we can do, right? So whenever we want to accelerate or maybe uplift the condition of even of a section of a society, or maybe of a particular sector, the first thing that we know that we need, or a country needs, a good policy, right? The policy that will channelize all the programs to achieve that particular target or the objective of the government, right? So when we talk about RAM scheme here, it will act as first of all a policy provider. When we say policy provider, to come up with such policy and program design which will actually back up what the objective of the government is. ठीक है, तो the RAM scheme, it will act as a policy provider. The government will come up with such policy and program design that will improve the competitiveness of this MSME sector at national level also and at international level also, and also to improve their business sustainability. Means if they are into business, they should flourish in that, right? So to have that business sustainability also, that will be there. Next is about the technology provider. So of course, okay, so second was knowledge. So first of all, the government has made some certain policies which will help to increase the competitiveness and business sustainability, right? So now government has made policy, but how MSME people will be aware of the things that they can do to get the benefit, right? So then the RAM scheme, along with the policy provider, it will also act as a knowledge provider. And when we say knowledge provider, so it talks about sharing and demonstrating the best practices or even the success stories of people to other people, so that they can take the inspiration, or maybe they get to know what are the things that they can do at their own level to get the to have the business sustainability. Okay, so RAMP is acting as a policy provider. First of all, for any objective to work, there should be some policy designed as such, right? So then knowledge provider to let the people know what they can do, or the entrepreneurs know what they can do at their own level, right? And ultimately, so now you have told the people, you have made a policy which is, you know, highly ambitious, and then you have let people know also that these are the things that will help you to improve your sustainability in business. But then to follow that, there should be technology also, right? So now third one, how the RAMP will act as, so it will act as a technology provider. And when we say technology, we are saying high-end technology. It talks about machine learning and whatever be the technological transformation of MSME that is needed, that is taken into consideration in RAMP scheme. RAMP scheme, if in simple words I have to say, it's nothing but, you know, channelizing all the flow of money under the MSME sector into a much synchronized and systematic manner, so that the MSME sector can be raised and can be accelerated, or the business or the enterprises under the MSME can be raised and accelerated. This is the basic idea. So all in all, we can say that this RAM program, what will we do? Of course, it has to be in sync with the state, right? Because her state may in every state there is the different sort of working that is there, right? So RAM scheme, along with the collaboration with the state, what will be done? It will first of all, because we are talking about knowledge, technology, we are improving the skill, we are coming with a policy, so definitely it will increase the job. Okay, market promoter, because we are focusing on the competitiveness of the MSME sector, right? So definitely market promotion will be there. Finance facilitator, how can any MSME raise or accelerate it if you're not providing them with some financial assistance, right? So finance facilitation will be done under it to the vulnerable section. And greening initiative, greening is basically, you know, to improve what is already there. ठीक है, तो ये आपके RAM scheme will focus on this, and this was the like basic essence of the scheme. There is not much data that is present, right? So we'll just move on with what are the things that are there, starting with launch year. So we are talking about COVID-19 pandemic time, so it's 2020. Okay, so this the proper guidelines, it came in 2022. However, this was in impact from the COVID-19 itself. Okay, but the official launch year was 2022, and it falls under the MSME. And here one catch, that whatever be the investment that is done under the scheme, it is done with the help of taking loan from World Bank. Okay, so you have to understand that we have taken loan assistance from the World Bank for the development or for the running of this particular scheme. All right, aim kya hai? So aim, everything now we have understood. I hope even now you will be able to even, you know, guess that is to first of all improve the access to market, because we have to provide the competitiveness, improve the competitiveness. Okay, and credit means giving money to the people, right? Apart from that, strengthening institution and governance. What does it mean? It means, देखो, we said na that whatever schemes that are running, they will be channelized in a much better manner, right? It means that whatever be the institutes that we have that is focusing on MSME sector at state level, at national level, right? And governance means means what? Governance means the how much the link you have with the citizen, right? At the ground level, how the things are working, right? So under the scheme, whatever things are running to fill that gap, right? If for example there are programs that are running on capacity building, right, but they are not actually being properly implemented in the at the ground level, right? So it is under the scheme, it will be made sure that is it happening or not, right? So strengthening the institution and governance at the national and state level, that is there. Okay, center state linkage and partnership, it is very very important for any scheme to function in a proper manner, and this scheme will take care of that. And addressing issues of delayed payments, if there are delayed payments when we talk about financial assistance will also be provided, right? So that should be timely given so that MSME can process that money and the product can be formed, right? So if there are all in all, the scheme talks about first of all increasing the competitiveness and whatever lackings that we currently facing in the MSME sector, which is becoming an obstacle for it to be more competitive at the national and the international market, that will be taken care of. Simple सी बात है, ठीक है? And greening of MSME, उनका जो greening of MSME again to flourish, to make them flourish, to uplift their the present condition, that will be taken care of. ठीक है? So अब यहाँ पे when we are talking about, we have taken loan also, so it means we are talking about some money, right? So here if we talk about in crores, it is around approx 6,000 crores that is there, right? In if we talk about USD dollar, so in that case 808 million जो है हम ओवरऑल वी आर गोइंग टू यूज इन दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम, ठीक है? अब ये 808 में भी वी अंडरस्टूड सम ऑफ इट हैज बीन टेकन एज लोन, राइट? सो फ्रॉम वर्ल्ड बैंक वी हैव टेकन 500 USD 500 million we have taken as loan from World Bank, and whatever is left, so how much is left? 308 million. And please keep in mind we are talking about dollar over here, right? In rupees the data has been given, however in the dollar also you must know, because the question might come in the dollar form also, right? So when we took the money, when we took the loan, it was 808 million. We decided that overall 808 million will be utilized. Out of that 500 million we have taken as a loan from World Bank, and rest 308 million the government of India, they will provide themselves. Alright, duration currently it has been kept that till 25-26 this scheme will run, and when we reach that stage and we will see what is the progress, and then the government will decide should it be extended or not. Okay, now talking about the key features, we have to understand that first of all here when we are talking about taking loan from World Bank, right? So World Bank also must have some criterias that if you are going to utilize this money in the market in this manner, then only we will provide it, right? Because ultimately World Bank is providing loan, it is not giving that for the sake of charity, right? It first of all there is a proper development that needs to be done, and also World Bank would be needing back the money which it has given as loan. That is why it's a loan, it's not a charity, right? So that is why what the World Bank has done, they have given some some pointers, you can say. They have given some pointers that these should be need to worked on, and what our government did, those pointers only they have taken now they have made them as key features, ठीक है? तो सबसे पहले क्या होगा, because here we are talking about money, right? So strategic investment plans will be made taking into consideration where the money needs to be invested, what are the objectives, and then targets will be set, and those targets have to be met, right? So proper strategic investment plans that will be made, okay, and at the national level, and all the states and UTs will be invited to give their feedback, input, and all these things, ठीक है? There will be an overall monitoring and policy review that will be done at the national level. So there is a national level में एक committee बनेगी, एक council बनेगी. What is the name? National MSME Council. Okay, so overall monitoring will be done by which organization or which council? National MSME Council. Okay, and this will be headed by Minister of MSME. But another thing we have to keep in mind that in this council other ministries will also be included. Okay, so it's not like that only this ministry is part of the council, other ministries are also there. However, it will be headed by the National MSME Council by the Minister of MSME. ठीक है? इसके अलावा the same thing that we have discussed, that funds will flow in ramp against the disbursement linked indicators. Whatever be the indicators that were given by the World Bank for the disbursement, those are now being taken as the key features. ठीक है? अब क्या क्या है ये? For example, implementation of National MSME Reform Agenda. Of course, we need some reforms in our MSME current policies, right? Then only what we are talking about, raising and accelerating. Raising and accelerating only can be done if we have more reforms there, right? So first is that, right? We have to implement that. Accelerating the MSME center-state collaboration. If there is more collaboration, more partnership, then the result will be smoother, right? So we have to focus on that. We have to focus on the effectiveness of technology upgradation. If more technology leading to better production, better competitiveness, better products, right? Quality products, right? Strengthening receivable financing market, as we said that if there is some delayed in financing, we the scheme will check upon that, and all these things will be done, right? Enhancing effectiveness of credit guarantee trust. Okay, basically what happens, the government is not directly going to provide this loan to the people, right? This has to be done through banks, right? So what the government is doing, government is not giving, again, even the government is not doing charity providing money to the MSME sector, right? But what the government can do, because the MSME sector, and especially keeping in mind that the scheme came during the COVID time, what happened, there was they don't even have some savings, right, to or maybe anything as a collateral that can be used in the bank. What is collateral? Something in return of the loan, you keep it, the asset that you have, right? You just give it to the bank, that if in case you are not able to give the money, that particular asset will help you to will help the bank to recover the money, right? So now what happens, government, what they do, they instruct the banks that you can give money to the section. Now that depends from scheme to scheme, that if they are going to be leverage in the loan percentage or rate of interest or anything. But what the government basically says, it helps the people, right? It helps the people to take the loan, and in such cases what happens, government says to the bank that if the people are not able to pay back, government will pay it, right? So for that they have come up with the trust. There is an fund trust that has been made, and its name is Credit Guarantee Trust for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. Okay, so there is a particular, you can say, account wherein the money has been kept by the government to give this assurity to the bank that dekho, we have an account and their money is there. So this gives the guarantee that if people are not able to pay it, government has money to pay you back, right? So government is enhancing the effectiveness of this particular fund also, so that more and more MSME enterprises can come forward and take loan, and government can back up to them, and banks can also freely give loan to people. Okay, and reducing the incidence of delayed payment. So these are the key the disbursement link indicators also by the World Bank, and the government of India, they made the key features of this program as well, so that they can get the benefit. And at the end, what are the benefits that is expected to address what are the challenges that are in MSME sector, especially focused on that we faced during the COVID, and also the generic challenges also that are there, right, in the MSME sector. Address inadequately addressed block. This means again what? That this again means about the, when we are talking about at the ground level, right, what are the gaps that were there. So when we are talking about, we have to address, this particular scheme will address, it will address what? The inadequately addressed blocks means initially with the things that needed to be addressed but it could not, right? So gaps were created. So the scheme will make sure that these gaps are filled. These gaps we are talking about in terms of the skill development, in terms of the technology enhancement, in terms of the providing the facilities that has been made by the government to the people, right? So taking care of all those things will become one of the benefit of RAM scheme. Another, generate employment. Of course, here we are talking about financial assistance. We are talking about expanding the business, so that requires more and more people, right? That is why employment generation will be there. And usher in large formalization. Formalization, it means basically there are two type of sector, unorganized and organized, right? Unorganized sector, in unorganized sectors, labors are exploited, right? There are no fixed hours, there is no proper way of work, right? Their rights as a humans are, maybe sometimes they are even not, they are met, right? And formalized means what? To make them in a more organized manner, right? So that you have proper industrial setup, you have proper safety measures that should be there, which is ignored in the unorganized sector, right? So usher in large formalization means formalizing the sector, it means from making them organized from the inorganized manner which they were before, right? So under the scheme, that will be taken into consideration. And finally, to complement our Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, how that can be done, when technologies will be improved, the competitiveness or the quality of the products will be improved. There will be competitiveness of MSME at national, international level. We will be doing more export, right? We will have much of the things made in India, right, because of the proper technology. So that will also cater to our Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, the scheme will cater to that, right? So that is all about this particular scheme. Okay, this is a homework for you all. Try to attempt it. And again, this was the news. Now, what happened? Now we have understood what this scheme is all about. Dekho, this scheme does not talk about only this much percentage of loan can be taken from the banks and all that. This does not talk about that. Okay, it just channelize whatever the pre-existing schemes are. But this scheme, it just talk about filling the gap, right? Just making sure everything is being implemented or not, right? This is basically the agenda of the scheme. Now under that, what has been done, 3 sub schemes have been introduced under the particular program. Okay, अब इन 3 schemes को समझते हैं. What are the sub scheme? First is your MSME Green Investment and Financing for Transformation Scheme. ठीक है. सेकेंड इज एमएससी स्कीम. अब यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे सिर्फ माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल है. प्लीज कीप इन माइंड, यहाँ पे मीडियम नहीं है. देयर इज नो मीडियम इन इट, ओनली माइक्रो एंड स्मॉल एंटरप्राइज स्कीम फॉर प्रमोशन एंड इन्वेस्टमेंट इन सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी एंड एमएससी स्कीम ऑन ऑनलाइन डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन ऑफ डिलेड पेमेंट. यहाँ पे इफ यू लुक ऑनलाइन, देयर इज नो डिटेल्ड एज सच इंफॉर्मेशन दैट हैज बीन प्रोवाइडेड अबाउट द 3, but yes, we can understand from the generic overview that what this scheme is all about, to filling the gaps, right? So the first scheme that will focus on, it will be the green investment and financing for means green investment. Here we know that now government is moving towards more sustainable way of doing development, right? So यहाँ पे green investment and financing में पहला जो scheme होगा, ये first जो section होगा, it will talk about the green investment. It will you can say smoothen the process when the green investment is taken into consideration or should be followed in the MSME sector. ठीक है. Second is MSC. So here medium enterprise has not been included, only the micro and small has been included for promotion and investment of circular economy. ठीक है. Circular economy का अगर simple सा meaning बताऊँ, इसमें होता है when the money economy, it just the money keeps on rotating between the different sections of the society, right? For example, from household to firms, ठीक है, फिर firm से labor, right? It keeps on circulating, ठीक है. So for promotion and investment of circular economy, why is it done? देखो इसमें promotion and investment ये सब क्यों होगा? क्योंकि इसमें ना आप in a simple manner you can say that proper utilization of resource जिससे हो, so that there is proper utilization of the resources, this particular scheme will focus on that. ठीक है. And third is MSC scheme on online dispute resolution. So we talked about that how government wants to focus on the delayed payments, right? So this online dispute resolution will help to tackle that, right? So that was about the scheme, and that is all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, do let me know. I can see some questions that are written over here. I'll reply to that. And Subhashri, good morning. And then we have Amrit, hi ma'am. Dixon, good morning. Dixon, Satya, good morning. Satya, okay. Amrit, ma'am, I have some query regarding scheme. And flagship schemes are kind of static for scheme portion. Can you please provide proper PDF related to flagship scheme in one place? All right. Amrit, currently though, dekho, I don't have any, we don't have any such, right? Because dekho, that is very true. That flagship schemes, those are static in nature. There is 1 or 2 news that will be, that will come. But also we have to keep in mind that there are n number of flagship schemes and, the schemes that are in one ministry. But what happens, only the ones that are in news that are us, right? So it's better to go for such schemes which are in news instead of ministry wise going for each and every scheme. Schemes tab only cover the scheme. Yeah, that's true. No, Amrit, those schemes, even though the old have been asked, definitely they would be in news and then only they have been asked. That's very true. That old are also asked sometime of 2001. Like for example, your day and RLM, right, and Manrega. These are way back of 2000s, right, and 2011 respectively. But then they are asked in the examination, right? It's not about any random scheme is there, it is always because they are in news, right? So you have to follow that approach. Wondering, is there any way to view scorecard of 23 for those who have not qualified to analyze? Okay, Anju, NABARD, it release its marks when the final merit is out. So currently they have not given marks. When the final merit list will be out, when the selection recruitment process will be completed, after that they come up with results. So only after that you will be able to see that. Guys, all the selection schemes were in news that came in exam. Yes, Sangma, you are saying right. Okay, so that is all in this video. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel if for more such videos, and you can join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of this and every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. Thank you everybody for watching the session, and we'll come up with more such scheme. If you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know. If that will be news, we definitely will cover that. And if you have any query, please comment it down, I'll reply. So that's all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, again I would request, please ask me, I'll help you with that. And we'll We'll meet again with another video on another government scheme. Until then, all the very best for your examination, and thank you.